When I first signed up for the Interspecies Exchange Program, I thought it would be like any other cultural immersion. Learn their customs, share a few meals, and maybe pick up a language or two. I didn't expect to end up in the middle of something so intimate that I still blush at the memory. The Vulpines were fox-like beings, lithe, elegant, and cunning, with rust-colored fur and golden eyes that seemed to see through to the very core of your soul. I was paired with Lyra, a young adult female who was both beautiful and unervingly assertive. The first few days were fascinating. Lyra showed me how to navigate their forested city, a labyrinth of burrows, woven platforms, and glimmering treehouses. Her movements were fluid, almost hypnotic, and I often tripped over roots or my own feet just trying to keep up. She laughed when I fell, a low, melodic sound that lingered in my ears longer than it probably should have. "You humans are clumsy," she teased, her tail swishing with amusement. "But endearing." I wasn't sure if that was a compliment. By the third day, Lyra decided I was ready for something she called cultural immersion beyond observation. She explained it was part of the exchange program's higher-tier bonding ritual, a Vulpine tradition meant to deepen trust and mutual understanding between species. I nodded eagerly, assuming it involved shared meals or storytelling. My stomach did a small flip when she added, "But first, we must engage in a human mating ritual." I froze, certain I'd misheard. "Human what?" I asked cautiously, my voice a notch higher than normal. "A mating ritual," she said, tilting her head. "I have studied your species extensively. To bond fully, I must experience what humans consider courtship." Her golden eyes gleamed with an unsettling mix of curiosity and determination. I had never felt so simultaneously honored and terrified. Lyra led me to a clearing in the forest, illuminated by bioluminescent flowers and soft moonlight. She motioned for me to sit while she arranged a circle of stones around us. "In human culture," she explained, "rituals often begin with eye contact, gestures, and exchange of tokens. I have researched extensively. You will guide me." I swallowed hard and decided honesty was my best approach. "Well, humans usually start with conversation, compliments, maybe a dance. Sometimes music. But it's complicated." Her ears twitched. "Complicated is intriguing. Let us begin." I started cautiously, explaining small gestures like holding hands, laughter, and the significance of touch. She mimicked every motion perfectly, her dexterity uncanny. At one point, I caught her watching me intently, and I felt an odd shiver run down my spine. It wasn't just the cold night air. "Do humans always blush?" she asked, her voice soft but pointed. "Only when embarrassed or flustered," I admitted, realizing my own cheeks were warming. Lyra tilted her head, a knowing expression crossing her sharp features. "Interesting. Very vulnerable. I like it." By the time I suggested a slow dance under the glowing flowers, Lyra had fully committed to the ritual. Her movements were graceful, but there was a certain raw intensity in the way she mirrored me, almost as if she was analyzing every subtle human nuance. I tried not to overthink it. The night smelled of pine and damp earth, and the quiet hum of nocturnal insects made it feel otherworldly. "Now," she said after what felt like hours, "tell me the next part. The humans. Kissing ritual." My mind went blank. I had never kissed anyone in my life, and here I was, tasked with teaching a fox-like alien how humans initiate intimacy. Cleared my throat. It's mostly about trust and timing. You close your eyes sometimes, and it's gentle, mutual." Lyra's golden eyes softened. "I understand. Trust." She leaned forward slowly, her ears flicking back. My heart pounded so hard I was sure she could hear it. Then, with the gentlest of movements, she brushed her muzzle against my lips. It wasn't like anything I had ever imagined. It was tender, probing, almost reverent. I followed her lead, careful and awkward, feeling a strange connection that transcended language or species. When we finally pulled back, Lyra's eyes shone. Fascinating. Your species' rituals are deeply emotional. I see why you value them. I nodded, speechless, still trying to process the enormity of what had just happened. I think I understand a little of what humans mean by connection now, I admitted. She smiled, and it was both warm and wild, like sunlight breaking through a dense forest. You have taught me well. Now we complete the final step. I swallowed nervously. Final step. Yes, she said, standing and extending her hand. The promise. Humans often seal their rituals with a vow or a pledge. Something symbolic. I thought quickly, recalling small human traditions. Maybe we promise friendship. Or loyalty. Lyra's tail swished excitedly. Perfect. I promise to honor this exchange, to respect our differences, and to cherish the bond we have formed. I smiled, feeling a profound relief wash over me. I promise the same. We clasped hands, or paws in her case, and I felt a warmth spread through my chest, a mixture of pride, fear, and unspoken affection. The Vulpine Forest seemed to hum around us, alive with approval. I realized that, for all its strangeness, this ritual had bridged a gap between our species that I hadn't thought possible. As we walked back to her treehouse, Lyra leaned close. Next time, she whispered, we practice your other rituals. Dinner, conversation, laughter, perhaps even more kisses. I laughed nervously, my cheeks flushing again, but there was a thrill in that blush. Somehow, I knew this exchange program would be unforgettable, not just for the culture but for the extraordinary bond we had formed. I had joined to learn about a new species, but I left that night understanding something far more human. Connection isn't about species or form. It's about trust, vulnerability, and the courage to take the first step, even when you have no idea where it will lead. And for the first time in my life, I couldn't wait to take that step again.